Planning to ring in the new year with some bubbly, there are a few things you need to know before you pop the cork. Brother and sister Tasha and Eric Zonsky, who own Jubilation Wine and Spirits, are with us this morning, educating us. So, what is the difference between sparkling wine and champagne?
Champagne has to come from the region of Champagne, France. Everything else is just sparkling, so it is more of a regionality thing than anything.
Gotcha.
So if you see something that is sparkling, it usually is coming from California, Spain, Argentina, Italy, things like that. But if you do see champagne, that means it is coming from France.
Gotcha. Okay, and what are some of the primary types of champagne and sparkling wine?
Well, usually what you'll see is like brut, extra dry, things of that sort, and that's the level of sweetness that you're going to have in the product. And so extra brut is by far the driest. Brut is the next. Extra dry, even though it does say extra dry, and it's kind of in the middle. Then there's sec and demi-sec, which is one of the sweetest parts that we also have. And then there's also Blanc de Blanc, which means 100% Chardonnay. And then there's also Blanc de Noir that you'll also see, and that obviously has a little bit of Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier in it.
Now, is that what we're looking at here? These are some of the different pieces that we've got here?
Correct,
Sorry.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have something that is called a grower champagne. It is a rosé, so that means it has some skin content with it, which makes it a rosé. And yes, it has a little bit of Pinot Noir in it as well.
Okay.
Probably some Chardonnay and Pinot Meunier as well.
Okay.
That is correct.
And then the other pieces that we've got
So
here?
yeah, so the Nicolas Ferret is a brut, and this does come.
There you go, I got you. You're not going anywhere.
This does come from France as well. This is a champagne.
This is a
from
champagne, okay.
Yes. We have something from Italy. They call their sparkling Proseccos.
Okay.
And so this is a Prosecco from Italy. From their sparklings from Spain are actually called cavas. They're a little bit drier than, say, something from Prosecco. Prosecco is a little more mouthfeel, a little more fruit to it. This one has a little drier, crisper, more acidity, the cava does.
Gotcha, okay.
And then we have something from New Mexico. We have
There
to
you go.
include.
Always like to hear that.
Yes, we have sparkling Gruet from New Mexico, and this is was one of the top 100 wines in the world a few years ago, and that's kind of what put this wine on the map.
On the map, great.
Yes,
And then
yes.
last but not least?
Last but not least, for all of those that would like to enjoy some sparkling but do not drink, and or would like to be the designated driver,
There you go.
they can have a nice French apple sparkling, which is very delicious, brewed and fermented exactly in the same way as if a sparkling wine or a champagne would be done.
Great. Well, so what is the best way to chill the champagne?
The best way to chill it is to put it in the refrigerator about 4 hours before you're going to serve it. You don't want to keep it in your refrigerator for too long. Refrigerators are a dry cool, and they will tend to dry out the cork and allow air to get inside. If you don't have that amount of time, what you want to do is get a metal bucket with ice and water and put the bottle in there and kind of turn it around and agitate it a little bit, and it usually takes about an hour for it to cool down finally.
So if we're going to do the bucket, do it about an hour.
An hour.
Okay.
Right.
I like to agitate it.
Yeah,
bucket, don't let it
yes,
fall asleep.
yes, exactly.
And so how long can it be stored, and what's the best way to do it?
Well, some sparkling and some champagnes are meant to be stored for many years as long as they're properly stored on its side, similar to like a wine in a cool, dry place. And others are meant to be drank, within the first few years of its bottling. And so bottles like Dom Perignon and Cristal, Krug, and things of that sort, those are meant to stay for many decades and can be drinking and enjoyed many, many years from now. But kind of the mainstreams like this Blanc de Noir and this Prosecco needs to be drank immediately in the next 3 or 4 years.
Okay, okay. And so, of course, a lot of people are going to be toasting on New Year's Eve with any number of these, but we're also going to be eating. So what is the best food to pair this with?
Sure. You could pair some of the things with things such as oysters.
Oh, okay.
That's really a great way. A lot of nice seafood also goes very well with that. Again, with appetizers is also a very nice thing. Go ahead.
Cheeses, such as like anything aged and hard, like Parmesan, Gouda, or cheddar, that would be a nice thing. Any pasta with like a heavy cream or mushroom sauce, that would also be really nice. And then for dessert, anything not so sweet, maybe something like angel food cake, a tart, lemony dessert, something berries, or it can be used as an aperitif, something to start the meal, if you will, or like Tasha said earlier, kind of to introduce people into the home and kind of get people settle into the holiday spirit.
Right, and it'll wake your taste buds up
Exactly.
a little bit. And so, of course, y'all are located on the corner, sort of on the corner
Yes.
of Lomas and
Lomas and
Carlisle.
Carlisle.
Jubilation, you can't miss it. There you go, 3512 Lomas, and you can find them online at jubilationwines.com. And again, folks, we need to remind you, drink responsibly. Very important to us here at Tucasa and at Jubilation. We want everyone to have a safe holiday season. You don't want to risk it. Call a cab, have a designated driver. Just have a great holiday season, but do it
absolutely.
responsibly.
Yes.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back, folks. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.